Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, in this video, we're going to be talking about my top 10 favorite guitar finishes of all time. Let's get into it. So what is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. My name is Ray. I'm a guitar player here on YouTube, and today's video is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be ranking my top 10 favorite guitar finishes using a whole bunch of different examples and just, iconic guitars from the past and present, and just really want to talk about the things that I really like visually with a guitar. Before we get into today's list, first off, thank you so much if you're a returning viewer and subscriber for taking the time out of your busy day to come hang out with me. I really appreciate it, and if you're brand new to my channel, thank you so much as well for taking the time out of your busy day to come spend, a couple, 10 minutes with me just hanging out talking about guitars. If you feel compelled at any point in time to hit that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. Before I tell you my list, please feel free to leave down below your favorite finishes on a guitar of all time. You can do a full 10 to 1, your top 3, or just your favorite of all time. Whatever you want to do, leave your thoughts down below. Let's have a nice friendly discussion about, our favorite finishes and our favorite colors with guitars, alright? I've got my handy dandy 6S, my iPhone 6S, and super high tech and super fancy. So I got my list right here, and we're going to go from 10 to 1, and we're going to talk about my favorite guitar finishes of all time. Coming in at number 10 is the transparent black finish. Now, for example, this is a perfect example of a transparent black finish for me. I don't really like solid black colors, and I don't really like solid black guitars. I think it's kind of boring. But when you have it transparent and you have like a really nice wood grain sitting underneath of it, I think it looks super classy, sleek, mean, fast, all the above, man. I just love transparent black, so that's why it is number 10 on this list. Coming in at number 9 is pearl white. I think pearl white is so classy. I think white in general is really, really cool. Obviously, Randy Rhoads had a lot of white guitars. Jim Root has some white guitars. Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm has some white guitars, etc., etc. White really pops out on stage, but when you add the pearl aspect to it, it just makes it pop that much more off the stage, and I love it. One guitar in particular, the Strandberg 8-string that I had back in the day with you 300 OG subscribers, you guys remember that guitar. That guitar was a pearl white, and it just looks so classy, man. It looked like a BMW or a Mercedes or something like that. It just, it looks so good, man. So number 9, pearl white. Coming in at number 8 is the Nightmare Burst from Balaguer Guitars. Yes, Balaguer Guitars, holding it down here in Pennsylvania, my home state, right down the road from here, actually. But yeah, man, the Nightmare Burst just looks so good, dude. This is a really, really unique finish and really unique color scheme. I think the only one that comes close to it is the PRS Mark Holcomb, so that would certainly be in this category, but you really don't see a lot of like black and purple and silver as a combination on a guitar. This is a really unique finish, and I just love it, man. And you got this nice maple flame veneer on top. Just really makes it stand out, man. So I had to put the Nightmare Burst here on this list. I love this finish. Let me know what you guys think of this. A lot of people don't really like it. A lot of people do like it. It's a very polarizing color. So leave your thoughts down below. Alright, coming in at number 7 is a 3-Tone Sunburst. Now, when I think of this finish, I think of like an old school Stratocaster. Like the Stevie Ray Vaughan number 1 before it got all beat up was, I believe, a 3-Tone Sunburst. But even just some more iconic and classic looking guitars, 3-Tone Sunburst just looks so good, man. I think it's so elegant and classy, and it's honestly my favorite color that a Strat comes in. It's just that like 3-Tone Sunburst. I called it a tobacco burst when I was a kid, but yeah, I just kind of like when it has 3 tones, like the black, the red, and the brown kind of gold. I think that looks so killer and so classy for sure. Coming in at number 6 is an old school cream color. Huh? You know what I mean? These look so cool, man. So classy, elegant, and just kind of like a classic vintage vibe. But man, it just makes these guitars look so good, man. Another notable guitar that has this finish, I believe, is like the like Yngwie Malmsteen Strats, like with the scallop fretboard. I'm not a real fan of Yngwie at all, but I can't help but love his guitar, man. And so like I just love how like it gives it like a really old school classic aesthetic. And especially with these two in particular, they're very modern guitars, but with an old school vibe. I love that combination of the two, and I love cream, man. It's such a cool color. Top 5, baby. Let's get into it. Number 5, probably the most iconic finish and guitar color of all time, man, is Cherry Burst. Heritage Cherry Burst. This color right here just is, like, in my opinion, the best color for a Les Paul standard, man. Like, this is Jimmy Page and Ace Frehley wrapped up into, just one guitar, man. I love Heritage Cherry Burst. It's just such an iconic, classic beautiful looking finish, man. And I love this finish because it really just reminds me of being a kid, first discovering Led Zeppelin for the first time, or first discovering Kiss for the first time, man. And like, you know, even like ZZ Top, Billy Gibbons, you know what I mean? Like just the old school cats, they all had a Heritage Cherry Sunburst guitar at some point in time, it feels like. And I just love Les Pauls that have this color. So coming in at number 5 is this guy right here, this finish. Coming in at number 4 is Daphne Blue. I'm really kind of figuring out that I'm kind of like an old school guy for sure, man. But yeah, Daphne Blue, just on an old school like 50 Stratocaster, man, just like that really kind of candy looking color. It makes the guitar pop, man. I think one notable player that's currently using this finish on a guitar is Misha Mansour. He has a custom Relict Jackson Stratocaster, and I just think it looks so good, dude. Oh, like the classic, like old school peel with a modern feel. You guys, I'm kind of sensing a pattern of my style here. I like classic stuff with a modern approach. So Daphne Blue certainly fits that category here at number 4. Coming in at number 3, probably the most controversial pick on this list is Antigua. Now I guess this is technically a burst, but regardless, it's just like such a weird looking color. It kind of looks like coffee mixed with like cookies and cream, and it's very polarizing from what I've read on the internet. You know, it's just like such a crazy, weird, brownish, silverish, gray, white, but it's so cool all at the same time. You know, that is certainly a grail for me personally to get one of those 1978, 79 Strats, the Antiguas. One day I'll probably get one, I hope. And but anyway, even like some more modern players, like Jim Root has, like, I think, an Antigua Jazzmaster, and I just think it looks so good, man. It's very polarizing, very unique, and you know, it's just something you don't see very often, so that's why I love it. It's just a little rare and kind of like a low-key finish that not a lot of people know about. So top 2, everybody, process of elimination. For those of you who really pay attention to this channel, you guys know what my top 2 will be. But anyway, number 2 is Seafoam / Surf Green. Now, depending on who you ask and depending on the manufacturer, some people say, you know, this is surf, some people say this is seafoam. You guys know what I'm talking about. This really beautiful candy looking color is just absolutely gorgeous, man. I love this color on a guitar. Steve Vai himself, when designing one of his gems, even said that this is like a candy look. It's like a really beautiful, you know, just elegant 50s car, and it's just like something that like you look like you want to eat it or something like that. You know, I'm paraphrasing his words, but I can certainly attest to that. It's just like such an iconic classic look, man. But oh, it just looks so good, man. And especially when you get an old school guitar with this color, or like a Relic guitar, it looks beautiful, man. So I had to put number 2, Seafoam / Surf Green. But number 1, you guys probably know what it is, but number 1 to me is Silverburst. Silverburst to me is absolutely gorgeous, man. It is like the epitome of like elegance and classic and like metal, if you will, badassness, if that's a word. But seriously, man, it's just like, it's everything that I love wrapped into one. It's not super in your face, it's not Ferrari red, it's not hot pink, but it's also not boring like a plain black, or, you know, like a all wood natural color. You know what I mean? It's like it's a nice happy medium for me personally. I just love everything about it. It's elegant, it's classy, it's rare. Not a lot of Silverburst guitars out there in the world. And it's really just something that I've always gravitated towards ever since I was a little kid. I mean, there's a lot of notable guitars out there that have Silverburst. I mean, there's this one-of-a-kind 7-string from Dean that I had them build for me. There's the Ernie Ball Music Man Majesty out there. There's a Silverburst. Adam Jones's Silverburst Les Paul Customs. Brent Hines's V is out there. Who else has got? Matt Heafy's got a Les Paul Custom out there. The Thunder Horse, the Gibson Explorer, the Fender Strat Limited Edition Stratocaster, that's a Silverburst, etc., etc. There's a ton of Silverburst guitars out there, while all at the same time being kind of niche and kind of, you know, not as popular as some of the other finishes that I've named. So it's just really interesting. But again, I've harped on Silverburst enough, man. At the end of the day, I just love how it looks, and just, like I said, everything I just said, it's just like the perfect combination of elegance and class and just fierceness all wrapped into one. So everyone, those are my top 10 finishes on a guitar and what I really love in guitars and the way they look. Leave all your thoughts down below on what kind of finishes and what kind of colors you like, and let's have a nice friendly discussion, alright? At the end of the day, this is my opinion. You know, you may not like me, and that's okay. A lot of people don't like me nowadays, but if you have a difference of opinion, that's totally cool. I love you all the same, man. Let's just put it all down below in the comments and let's just talk about it. Let's just hang out, have fun, let our hair down. We're all allowed to have an opinion and we're all welcome here on the channel, all right? So with that all being said, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. If you're brand new to my channel, you want to consider hitting that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. A huge shout out to all my patrons and everybody watching at home. I'm out of here. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay metal. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.